What'd you do?
Hello everyone, Dan 14th Prime here. If you're the only person in the universe that hasn't seen the Infinity War movie yet, hope I didn't spoil anything for you there in my little intro, but want to check out with you guys the S.H. Figuarts Infinity War Thanos 6-inch scale figure here, though he himself runs a good 1.5 inches north of that. But super cool figure. Love the color that they've done on the skin. The head sculpts that you get and the extras are amazing. The Infinity Gauntlet looks fantastic. And it's got the very Figuarts styling. It's just always very kind of clean. You like it or you don't, I guess. Sometimes I think it looks a little bit odd, almost too clean. But it is their style. So very recognizable in that sense. And a great overall figure, I think. Frankly, I'm a bit surprised with just the lack of Thanos action figures coming out of this movie. We've got the Marvel Build-A-Figure. It's all right. I didn't go for it myself. And frankly, this is kind of the only other 6-inch option as of right now. You know, we'll see what some other players do, but really limited. You know, a lot of toy type stuff out there. Titan Heroes, things like this, but not a lot you can get in terms of a really nice action figure of Thanos. So that has been really a surprise. So I went for the Figuarts. Not disappointed. Link in the description below if you want to pick this guy up. He's really sold out everywhere, so one of your best bets might be eBay, actually. I'll link it below, and eBay's been dropping a lot of coupons lately, so always been a lookout for that. So let's dive in a bit closer on this guy and just sort of check it out. The head sculpts are awesome. This is my favorite one. Had this guy in the box a day or so. So I put that on there. We'll take a closer look at the head sculpts, but just really like it. Kind of the suit here, the armor I'll call it, even though it's not really the official armor-up version of him. Very clean. Great gold paint there, black around the shoulders, the dark blue there. Looks really, really good. The arms, again, it's got some detailing, some lines through there. I think some shading. A lot of great sculpt there in terms of the musculature. So I think that looks really great as well. Got the nice belt there. The Infinity Gauntlet we'll take a closer look at. Looks very cool. And then around back of the figure here, big wide back. They do taper him quite a bit. For me, it looks a bit exaggerated versus the movie. I mean, he's just a big guy, but they really kind of got to taper down into the waist. But looks cool. And then he's got these, you know, kind of plastic. Got some flaps here on the sides. Pliable, you know, with the pants underneath. That's kind of the upstairs of the guy. And then we jump downstairs here. Nice brown pants. Probably difficult to see, but there is some kind of sculpting in there. You know, almost looks like, I don't know, corduroy pant or something. There's some fine lines in there in a number of places. Gives it some folds, some texture. So looks good. The big boots with nice gold accents there. Otherwise pretty simple there. And again, I kind of showed you the flap with the pants go underneath, so that's nice as well. So pretty cool, nice and clean. Let's definitely get you a nice shot of this Infinity Gauntlet here, which it looks good. I like that they did a kind of a nice shiny version of it. Tons of molding in there. Looks really fantastic. All the stones you see there across the top of the hand, you know, look to be all just like a translucent plastic on there. And then when you spin around here to this end, you just kind of get like a little painted piece. Super small there, kind of off the thumb. So that's the 6 stones. We'll do a little bit more of articulation, but while we're here, this has got this little pull-out feature for extra articulation of the hand. Not that you would ever do that, but it just helps kind of get some extra positioning with this. So you can kind of cock the wrist and do some things. Or you can have it flush and looking good. So that's a nice little touch they did. I wish with this being so big, and I don't know, you know, Figuarts probably doesn't do it regularly, but, you know, could have given it some finger articulation there. Or actually do something with this hand special, I thought would have been cool. Though I realize not the norm for this line. Quick sense of scale or size here. Again, Figuarts, I think within the line it scales well, but when you try to cross him over to Marvel Legends, don't think it works perfectly there. I've got Thor. You know, and straight on, he's coming up to probably top of the head is like the middle of Thanos' head, so doesn't quite work when you try to cross the lines over, unfortunately. Let's quickly tick through articulation here. Some areas are good, some areas could be better is kind of the gist of it. The neck, he's got like a full neck joint down there, so you can really kind of get down right there with that neck piece. And then the head, because they just kind of peg on there, can rotate up as well. So you get a couple areas of movement. The collar does restrict a little bit, but you can look up pretty good. There comes the head. You can look down pretty good. Right, so that's good. It's all right. You can even cock the head a bit. You know, that'll rattle around in there. And of course, this is on a peg, but you got to watch the collar. Can rub the head and definitely will hinder the articulation. A little bit of gappage there with that neck joint sometimes too as well. Shoulders, again, you get like a butterfly in here, which is good. So you can get extra forward movement. You know, when you look at it like that, back like that, it just does expose the black piece there, which helps make that happen. But it goes up really well. You know, you can spin it around and you get some of this shoulder movement. You don't get a cut in the bicep, so there's not really a good bicep swivel, nor is there really at the forearm. So you'll be missing that. Definitely, I'm missing that on some poses. And then the double jointed elbow there, you know, a little over 90 degrees works pretty well. And then again, I think I showed you some of this. You'll swap out the hand, so it will twist, pivot, cock around, even pulls out to let you do a bit more with it. But you kind of have just that pivoting joint on there on basically a double-sided ball peg. Come to the chest here. He's just got like this torso up here. It doesn't move greatly, and I think it gets into just the massive taper they've done from the shoulders to the waist. So there's just not a lot of room in there to let this stuff slide around. You know, 20, 25 degrees probably in each way. And not much really with a crunch either. And it probably goes a little bit better just to kind of arch the back. And then down at the waist, super tight, but again, it's a little bit, again, in itself, maybe, I don't know, 30 degrees, and you kind of put that on top of it, and that's how you can kind of get a good overall waist turn. But again, kind of limited through there overall in the upper body, and then definitely missing the rotation or twisting motion in the arm. Downstairs, you can kind of extend the leg a bit, and that will help you get the foot all the way out. And back a little bit. And if you just pull those out, pretty good on the splits. And then you just kind of want to put those back. It's kind of loose already. Jeez. Put all those back up there. Much tighter that way. The knee will get you 90 degrees. And again, no real rotation. You can kind of pop this down and get a little bit of twist. Frankly, you're just going to pop it off every time you do that. Always happens to me. So really nothing there to rotate the thigh. You have a toe, you know, that you can hinge up there. And then the foot, you get a little bit of rock up. Not a lot really going back. You get some twists side to side, and you know, it can give you just a little bit of sort of rock there. So I think the feet are okay. I've had pretty good luck with balance and getting them flat or using the toe hinge. So that's the articulation. Let's jump into some of the extras next. And again, this is just the box, just so you can check it out. Nothing too special, really. Blue box, some product shots, different poses. Some artwork there. So let's pull these head sculpts out and take a look. These things are really well done, I think. The shade of purple is really nice. I've mentioned that before, but just look at all the good detailing through the face, you know, the lines down the chin, the lines across the brow and the forehead, you know, just the face, the nose, the lips, kind of the cheek expression, everything. You go to the side, that bald head, the ears are really well done. There's some shading through there, as is the case through the whole figure. The top of that melon. So here he's got this sort of, you know, straight-faced, you know, kind of serious type look. It's almost a little bit of a grin, actually, when you look at it. Slightly smirking. Then this one here you can see starts to get a little pissed off, let's say. More straight-faced here. Just check out those eyes. I mean, those eyes look really cool, too. These head sculpts, 3 of them, I mean, definitely worth the money. Again, starting to get pissed here. Of course, because you've seen this face already where he's very pissed. And this face is awesome. So I'll just swap them all through so you can see. And again, it's a simple, I'll show you this once, I guess, simple peg on the top of the head. So really easy to swap those out. So that's the 3 head sculpts. I think they're phenomenal. You get 3 extra right hands. So here, just sort of an open palm. But again, good sculpting in there. You can see the detailing on the inside of the palm. Appears to be some shadowing effect across it. Some lines, you know, top of the hand. These look good. Closed fist here. What comes on the figure out of the box. I've got this one on the figure here, which is more of a little bit of a grab or choke type hand. Looks really good. I like that hand. And then the oddest one of them all is the right-handed finger snap. Cool to get a finger snap, but not sure why they did the right hand. Spoiler alert, so earmuffs if you haven't seen the movie. We all know he snapped with his left hand, the Infinity Gauntlet. But of course, Bandai probably didn't know when they made the figure and designed it. But I guess my question to some of you guys that might know more is, how did he do it in the comics? Maybe in the comics they just went back to that, drew from that, and said, well, he snaps his fingers with the right hand. I don't know. It's kind of irritating. I would love for this to be on the Infinity Gauntlet hand. They missed it. And I'm just kind of find it really curious why they knew to make a finger snap. Of course, you would know from the story. But then why the right hand and not the Infinity Gauntlet? Maybe the answer is in the old original comics. Let me know. Then in terms of extra hands on the Infinity Gauntlet, you get this, again, another kind of grab choke hand. Again, detailing is awesome. Infinity Stones look fantastic. You know, save for that one where there's just like a little dot of paint there. But it's a small one. It's tough to do, so I get it. But everything else, top of the hand, looks really, really good. Look at the detailing inside. So love this Infinity Gauntlet. And love the extra hands. Just wish we had a finger snap. Someone's going to need to do it. Third-party add-on style for us, I guess. I don't know. Open hand here. Again, kind of very similar to the ungloved hand. You know, on the left for the Infinity Gauntlet. That's the thing with the similarities between the hands. They're all the same. It's like fist, open pushed hand like this, kind of choking hand, and then the snap only for the right hand. Why not just do both and keep it all consistent, symmetrical at least? Then we would have got it. Oh well. I'll stop complaining about that. So there you have it, guys. A quickie on S.H. Figuarts, Infinity War Thanos. Happy I picked the figure up. Unfortunately, Figuarts isn't probably doing a knockout job across the line, so I haven't really bothered to pick much of the others up. Captain America's a disappointment. Maybe the Iron Man's good to get. The Iron Spider-Man, I'll probably go with Mafex. So just this guy, unfortunately, to show. But I am happy I picked it up. I think it's a great figure. I'd recommend picking it up. Link in the description below. Check out my Amazon page. Follow me on Instagram. Same handle, Dana14 Prime. Thanks for checking in. See you next time.